welcome back to Real Talk About Feminism.
Howdy, y'all.
We are so excited to recap our trips. If you're watching, then you can tell I just got back from Europe.
I just got back from Nashville.
Yes! And we are doing a completely blind reaction.
Haley got back so late last night.
Yeah.
I was already showered. I'd washed my hair. I was ready for bed. And I was like, hey, I'm going to go say hi, get my souvenir.
And then I talked forever.
It wasn't that long. But I was like, oh my gosh, we literally get to recap everything.
Yeah. So
tomorrow. So
yeah, we have not talked.
At all. I'm
yeah.
so excited.
Yay!
It's been so long.
I know. I'm so excited to be back. It's fun.
Yeah.
I miss the mic.
Tell everyone how long you were gone.
I was gone for 2 weeks. But if you guys remember,
it feels like longer.
Well, it does feel like longer because I started my whole month of travel where I've only been home 3 full days out of the entire May.
Okay, that's
or
why.
4.
Yeah.
And so I started it was April 28th. And then I got back last night. So, yeah, I've been gone a lot, but my Europe trip was 2 weeks exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I know today at work I was like, I'm so excited to just talk.
yeah, I know, same. I'm like, yay! I did want to mention first, I just got this. It's kind of, I don't know if you guys can see the writing because it's kind of light, but it's so cute. We'll post a selfie of our cute outfits. But yeah, so this is Megan Nespliak's fundraiser merch, her foundation. So longtime listeners know, but if you're a newer listener, one of our original guests was this influencer and her name was Megan, and she was literally the sweetest.
We absolutely loved her.
Yeah, and she was so supportive of us, and we were so supportive of her. It was just, she was such a genuine person.
She was. We had her on the show in our early days.
Yeah.
And we just kept up the social media bestie vibe.
Yeah.
We loved her. And then she shared news that she was diagnosed with stomach cancer.
Yeah.
And she was 22 or 23 at the time.
Yeah.
And then she passed away.
Yeah.
Shortly after, and I cried after. I was so sad. I was like, I just can't believe this.
It was devastating.
It was horrible. So her friends and her family set up a foundation, I believe, in her name, and all the proceeds go to stomach cancer research.
Yes.
So Haley just bought a really cute white one with pink writing, and it has her mantra she would say.
Yeah.
And then I have one that I bought shortly after she passed.
Yeah.
And it's just a good way to support, I think.
Yeah, it is. So just wanted to mention that and give a shout out to Megan. We love her.
I know. That was so sad.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we have so much to talk about. I'm like, where do we even start? Because I feel like there was so much that happened over social media that I couldn't talk to you about.
I know.
We didn't even talk about Harrison Butker's commencement speech.
What?
The Chiefs
speech. Yes.
I'm how did you not see that?
No, I know. No.
Okay.
I was so upset.
Okay, I need your thoughts.
It's so upsetting because it's really truly the patriarchy through a huge speech from a very public figure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say even very public.
He's not even very, everyone was laughing at him because we're like, dude, you literally kick balls for a living. You kick a ball.
Yeah. And not even he's not even out there on the field until they need a goal.
Yeah.
So it's okay, first off,
why is he even speaking?
Yeah, I'm why are you speaking? Maybe because I think he is Catholic or something, or very Christian.
Obviously.
Because it's a Catholic school.
Yeah, true.
But am I wrong in thinking, was it an all-girls school?
No.
Okay. It was
because he said for the women in the audience.
For the women in the audience, yeah.
And he also, I can't get this out of my head. The fact that he said, for one of the 7 deadly sins that we have an entire month dedicated to. I was like, are you kidding me?
I know.
And then I saw so many TikToks. This is such a generalization, but it was just funny because people were like, that boy is gay. Pulling pictures from his Instagram. Yeah. And we're like, well, come on.
Okay, obviously these are comments that I'm seeing. So I don't know, but someone was he's been to conversion therapy 3 times. And I believe he's, like, open about it. But I could be spreading a
I
rumor. I
I
could be
don't
spreading a
know.
rumor.
I've never heard that.
Okay, but I was, like, seeing people talk about that and, like, I don't know. It was just like, yeah,
It
I
was
was like,
just
that how, like, I don't even I was gonna say, like, the extremely, like, religious belief like
yeah.
that is, like, probably really extreme, but, like, it's really not.
That's what my entire thought was. I was like, there are so many people that believe that, like, literally
Yeah,
women's purpose is
is
to be breeders,
yeah,
basically, and just live at home and
yeah,
not. And everyone knows how we feel about motherhood. I think motherhood is so sacred. I want to be a
yes.
mother at some point, but that should not be a box that you're confined to.
No.
Like, if you want to be a homemaker and that's you feel your life purpose, great. If that's fulfilling to you, that's your choice.
Yeah.
My choice, I want to make a career for myself.
Mhm.
I want to learn as much as I can. I want to increase my education. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many things I want to do. And I know that many women feel that way
And
because it's 2024.
also, like, you're speaking to a bunch of graduates.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's just as many men as what men
Yeah.
in the audience as there are women.
Yeah. The jet lag. Just say it's
I
the jet
know,
lag.
it's the jet lag, like, genuinely, guys.
Can't talk.
Because I woke up side note, I woke up at, like, 7 a.m., I think, because I was starving, and so I went down, and I grabbed a yogurt and a thing of Ritz crackers, and I ate the whole thing.
Girl breakfast.
Yeah, I ate the whole sleeve, and then I ate the yogurt, and then I went back to bed, and then I didn't wake up until 1, and I was
Yeah.
like, I've been so foggy,
It
so
was so crazy because I would wake up and it would be like 8 AM, I'm starting work, and I'd be like, "It is 4 PM.
yeah, it was weird.
We're aliens."
Yeah, we were, like, constantly checking and seeing, like, what
Yeah.
time it was because it was like, "Wait, can we call them right now or no?" Like,
So crazy.
yeah. Okay, but anyways, side note. Yeah, I was very disappointed. Also, I was very disappointed in Travis Kelce's response.
I only saw Jason Kelsey's, and
I didn't see
this
that one.
this warmed my heart. He literally said, "If my daughter," something like this, "if my daughter feels that the only option in her life is, like, motherhood, basically, then I failed as a dad." And I was like, "Jason,
Yes,
I love
Jason.
you. I love
Yes.
you."
Well,
What did
Travis
Travis say?
Kelce's, he was like, basically, like, he's a very religious person, but he's an amazing teammate. He's a great guy. He's a great dad. He has a great family. Like, that was it.
Really, Travis?
Yeah. And I saw like a meme and it was like disappointed but not unexpected.
This is tricky because
It's his teammate. I get it.
it's his teammate, and just because, like, oh, I even hate to say this, but, like, just because he has those beliefs doesn't mean he's, like, a bad person, you know? I I think
No.
his beliefs are wrong
Yeah.
because you are potentially harming people,
Yeah.
and those comments were extremely hurtful and harmful and
And
wrong and
misogynistic.
extremely hypocritical
Yeah. Very
coming from
hypocritical.
a religious Catholic man.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
we
hard.
just hadn't been able to talk about
I
it.
know.
And, like, I still see content about it because people
Same.
are so mad, and I loved all the women who were
Yes.
rising up and were like, "Actually, like."
This is what I do.
Exactly, like, I saw, like, women who had been to space, women
Yes.
who are in STEM, like, all of this stuff, like, women who have kids and are
Mhm.
doing what they want in life as well, besides being a
Yes.
mother.
Yes. I know I loved
Oh, I was
those.
so
I loved it.
inspired.
But yeah, yikes.
Yikes,
Especially,
yeah.
like, have you seen in the very recent news, still ongoing, very fresh, that pastor who his wife died by suicide?
Oh, yeah, I've seen
So
that.
that whole thing, but, like, he very obviously
Murdered her.
murdered her.
Yeah, she left a trail,
Yes,
and
and
true crime talk is, like, uncovering it.
yes, and so it's just, like, with that especially, like, it's just
Yeah.
crazy because it's, like, truly there's 2 huge examples of how extremely misogynistic and patriarchal religion can be,
Oh, yeah.
and is,
Oh, yeah.
honestly. It is.
It is.
So
Yeah. I cannot get away from, like, ex-Mormon content right now.
same,
I'm, like,
same.
obsessed with it because I'm like, "This is so accurate." There's this podcast that I found, it's called Not So Molly Mormon. I have to share them. I want you to listen. And I
Okay.
found their Instagram and they just post a bunch of memes. This
Okay.
hat is like making
I
me
know, I'm
off
like, I need
balance.
to like unbutton. Like,
Like
it's
I'm not
hard.
comfortable. Anyways, I saw a meme and it was like being Mormon is saying that 12-year-old boys have more authority than actual grown women.
Yes. No, for real.
Yeah, I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. But I'm like, I am
It's true.
loving the content because it's so
It's
bad. It
very
is
true.
a horrible manipulative cult that ruins people's lives.
It
Like, my
ruins
life is
people's
so
life.
much better that I am no longer in that church specifically, but for me personally, any church or religious organization.
Me too. And the thing is, like, we wouldn't even be talking about these trips right now if we were Mormon.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
it forces you to give up
So many
certain
things.
things.
Oh, I saw this thing too, and it was like, if your quote church is telling you that all of your blessings will come after you die, it's a cult.
Right. Because it's like, why are we suffering so much? It, like, truly, you only live one life.
Truly. Yep.
And, like, I
Yep.
believe in some sort of afterlife, whatever. But, like, here in this existence, this timeline.
Yeah.
So, like,
Who
hello.
cares if I go get drunk with my boyfriend in Nashville, right? Like,
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't
And
care.
also, like, it's not doing anything.
It's not.
Like,
It's not.
yeah, it's not. It's okay. We can live life. And it's sad because it's true. Like, we wouldn't have been doing that if
Yeah.
we were.
It's true. Yeah, it's been really like on my mind
Yeah.
because I've just seen like, especially after the stupid commencement speech,
Yeah.
I've just had the thought that like people who claim they're Christian, hot take, this is my opinion.
Yeah.
People who claim they're Christian are some of the most judgmental and hypocritical people on this entire planet. And I can't stand like the pushiness and like people pushing their own beliefs onto you
Mhm.
when it doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree. I totally agree. I'm like, okay, I could be so wrong, but like what other religion or like group of religious people does like mission trips where they are like hardcore trying to convert
No
people?
one except Christians.
Yeah, like even not even like Mormons. Like I mean, I
Yeah.
guess like Jehovah's
Generally
Witness.
Christians. I don't even know a lot about Jehovah's Witness,
There were so
honestly.
there were so many Jehovah's Witness in Paris.
Really?
No, it actually was in yeah, it was in Valencia. No, it was in Spain. So many in Barcelona and Valencia, and I literally was, like, thinking about when they were just, like, all over 16th Street Mall, and
Yes.
that one time when I was like, "No, thanks, I've already been in a cult," because I was just feeling so angsty, and
That's so iconic,
I was like, "I'm
honestly.
sorry, stop, like, stop.
Like, go
Put
live
your
your
pamphlets
life.
away." Yeah, like, wear some jeans. It's okay.
You are not one of the 144,000. I'm sorry. That is
No,
fake. That is
no.
false news.
That is false news. Yeah,
Yeah, that's an
absolutely.
empty promise. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like,
But, like, it's yeah, it's so controlling, like
it's so I'm like, nobody wants to be controlled to that level. Like,
yeah.
I just can't wrap my head around like why
But, like, people,
okay,
like
I'm getting into like
people
some rude
long for,
opinions
like,
maybe, but
belonging and, like,
yeah.
belief in, like, something bigger,
Yeah.
and it's just been around for so
That's a
long.
pro about religion is community, and I know that's why a lot of people identify with religion
So
because you have a community anywhere
mhm.
you go.
It's funny because me and Sydney, who I was on the trip with, um, we were talking about, like, that's the one thing we
Yeah.
miss about
Same.
the church because
Same.
there was, like, always a community of people around
Yeah.
you. Like, if I were moving, like, now, like, there would be people
Yeah.
to, like, help and, like,
Yep.
welcome you and bring you food. Like, it's just some of it is kind of to just convert you, but, you know
Yeah. Well, that's also I'm like, can you just be nice to me
yeah,
just to be a person instead of like trying to convert me
right.
or like change my opinion about beliefs that aren't going to change?
Yeah, exactly. But anyways,
Ugh.
funny or
Okay.
crazy religious side note, but that speech was absolutely terrible.
Yeah. I forgot we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
I said, "Let me wrap this up like a
Just
crep."
crazy. Like I cannot take us seriously in these hats.
I love it though.
I love it too.
Okay,
Uh,
are we getting into Nashville or is there any other
we have
business?
obsessions, we have
Oh my
feminist highlight.
gosh. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this.
Okay. So my obsession is my new tattoo that I'm going to hard launch before we recap the trip because I want to start getting tattoos as souvenirs. And so this is my first one. I got a cute little boots.
Yes. Wait, I haven't even seen it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll show you after
I
because it's on
haven't
my
seen
right
it either.
ankle. It's cute.
Okay.
It's in the itchy stage.
I was gonna say, like, is it?
Oh, it's
How's it
so
healing?
unbearably itchy, but it's good. It looks fine.
Good. Good.
Yeah, we'll post pictures
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram, so follow
Yes.
us.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we'll have to do like. Let's do a post dedicated to
Yeah,
tattoo
I was like,
reveal,
yeah, we'll do tattoo reveal,
and
we'll
then
do
we'll each
Nashville,
do
we'll
a
do
post.
Europe.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. I'm gonna steal your obsession because I also got a tattoo in Barcelona. So so yeah, my obsession, it's a little bow on my left hip. And
It's so cute.
yeah, it's really cute. It's like I don't have any tattoos on my, well, actually I have one on my ankle, but I forget about that one because it's like
Yeah,
I don't look down there. But
I know, I was like, this is my first tattoo that's not on, like, my
yeah.
arms.
I was gonna get the bow on my arm right here, but I was like, my arms are like filled up right now for me.
Yeah,
So I was like, I'm gonna do it down
somewhere
here.
new.
Yeah. And it's cute.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways, yeah, that's my obsession. I love
I'm
them.
obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about today's feminist highlight because we've never talked about a surfer. And today's highlight is Jessa Williams. She's the founder of Los Angeles based intersectional women's collective, Intersection Surf.
I love that name.
Yeah, it's spelled INTRSXTN.
Love. Okay.
So, Intersection Surf is a community that's all about creating spaces where Black women and women of color feel safe in the ocean and the outdoors. And I've been seeing, side note, I've been seeing a lot of Black creators lately who are like trying to break the stigma that Black people aren't outdoorsy. And they're like
Yeah.
posting pictures about, like, there's this one, her name is Queen Work, and I can share her
Ooh.
Instagram in stories. But I love following her because she is one of the ones that I found who I was like, I just love your message.
Yeah.
Like,
I love
anyone can be
that.
outside.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like old stereotypes.
Yeah. In a sport where representation is scarce, Intersection Surf emerges as a beacon of inclusivity, hosting mostly surf meetups led by an all Black and women of color instructor team and removing barriers by providing free equipment and lessons. These gatherings serve not only as avenues for mastering the art of surfing, but also as sanctuaries for those who, like Jessa, initially felt marginalized and unwelcome as they navigated the waters of the surfing world. While physical safety is undoubtedly crucial, the emphasis on mental well being within the community underscores a deeper commitment to nurturing holistic wellness. Beyond her role as the visionary behind Intersection Surf, Jessa is a mother and multi hyphenate creative who recently produced and directed her first short film, a documentary about her partner that explores the connection between mental health and the healing powers of nature.
OMG. I'm
Her story stood
obsessed.
out to me because I was like, you like Urban Sanctuary that we highlighted in Denver, the yoga
Mhm.
studio. It was very similar where I was like thinking she never had that space for herself, and so she's creating it.
Right. I love that.
I was just obsessed with it.
I love that. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing. We'll share on the story.
absolutely.
Yes. We're going to take a quick break to talk about our sponsor, BetterHelp. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and we can all benefit from having someone to talk to.
Whether you need to work through a specific trauma, talk through a big decision, navigate relationship issues, are struggling with anxiety or depression, or just need someone to talk to, BetterHelp is here for you.
It's a super easy process. You sign up and get matched with a therapist tailored to your needs. There's financial help available if you qualify, and their rates are affordable to ensure that you get the help you need.
BetterHelp has given our listeners 10% off your first month. Use code RTAFPOD for 10% off therapy services. And you can also click the link in our show notes to get there very easily. Again, that's code RTAFPOD for 10% off therapy services. Okay, Nashville. So I actually didn't just get back from Nashville. It's been like a week-ish, but I am so excited because this trip was kind of like mine and my boyfriend's like 1 year anniversary celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd never traveled together before. Like the farthest we went was literally Estes Park, which is like an hour and a half.
So I don't think that's like uncommon.
I don't think it's uncommon, but we both really like to travel. And that's something that we've like bonded over, like
Mm-hmm.
bucket lists and stuff. So we
Aw.
chose a place that we'd both never been to, and made it happen.
Yay. Okay, I'm so excited.
Okay, so the first thing that we did when we got there was we were like, "Hey, we've got to try hot chicken." So,
Oh,
because Nashville hot chicken.
okay.
Yeah,
Ve
that's
vegetarian, new chicken
oh
eater,
yeah, oh
so
yeah, oh yeah.
new chicken eater. Okay,
Okay,
that's iconic.
so we went to Prince's Hot Chicken,
Okay.
and we get up to the counter, and I was like, "Okay, they have the spice meter." I was like, "I like a little spice, but not
Mhm.
too much." So she was telling us like medium is like jalapeno level. I was like, "Hey, I can do that."
Oh,
So I
alright,
ordered a
wow.
medium. It was so hot. I almost couldn't finish it. Like
Oh.
almost could not finish it.
Okay, but you did?
I did, yeah, but I was
Good.
also starving. So we get up there and Khalil's like, "I'll have the extra extra." And she was
OMG.
like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so he gets it. This man takes one bite and could not finish it. Like, I have a picture of the chicken just sitting there on the tray because he couldn't finish it. Like, look, it's just sitting.
Wait,
That so mine was all done and his was he had one bite. Like, I was like, "I've never seen you like this." It was hilarious.
because he loves
He
food.
loves spicy food and he can handle heat.
Did
So he
he
was like,
order
"This
something
is
else?
no, that was it." And I was like, "Don't feel bad about wasting it. Like, you can't eat it."
Yeah,
We went and got food somewhere else, but
yeah.
we had frozen margaritas. Thank goodness, because I was like, "I can't
You're
have
like,
this with water."
"I
It
need
was
something to
so
balance me
bad.
out."
It was so bad. So anyway, we had that.
Wow.
We were both feeling the margarita because we hadn't eaten all day. So we sat there and
Ah,
talked for like 2 hours. It was so fun.
fun.
And then we walked around Broadway and it was like
Okay,
6 p.m. on a Thursday. So like it was empty.
okay.
But it was so fun because like even at that time, not on a weekend, they had live music everywhere. Like it wasn't too hot. It was breezy. It was so fun.
That's so
We
fun.
went to Jason Aldean's, had a
Oh,
drink there. It
fun.
was fun. And then the rest of that night, we kind of just hung around Broadway.
Okay.
And if you're going to go, I recommend doing that because if you go on a weekend, it's insane. Like the streets are packed. They block off the streets and it's still like you can't walk anywhere.
Yeah. I went on a Friday night, so it
So
was
you know.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So Thursday night was really nice. We walked into this one bar and there was like one other couple there. And then like people were like kind of trickling in and out, but there were no more than like 5 people at a time.
Okay.
And it was these two musicians who were like killing it on their set, like trying to get participation. So we're like sitting at the bar
And then you
and
feel
we're like talking
obligated?
to them. They were fun though,
Yeah.
but they kept saying like, if you have a request, like we have our Venmo. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm
you're like,
sorry.
I'm sorry."
I like the songs you're playing, but yeah, we had a couple drinks there. We had some Jello shots.
Fun.
It was so fun. And then that night we just like went back to the hotel and we were tired. It was a travel day,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So then the next oh, no, I'm sorry. I forgot about this.
Oh,
We stumbled upon this bar called Pushing Daisies.
okay.
And it's on Broadway, but it's kind of like on the upper level
Okay.
of the street. And it was like speakeasy vibes. Like I immediately thought I was like, Haley would love
Oh
this.
my
And the
gosh.
music was nice. It wasn't live. It was
Mhm.
like a DJ, but he was playing like kind of house music vibes of
Ooh,
but like some country covers, but vibey. It was hard
fun.
to describe.
Okay.
But so like the lighting was nice. We got these really good espresso martini shots.
Ooh.
And by this point,
Were you, like, really
we'd been
drunk?
drinking since like 4, okay?
Yeah.
And I don't drink a lot. He doesn't drink a lot. And we don't really drink a lot together. So it
Yeah.
was actually hilarious. But
Like,
I
first experience, like, getting really, really drunk?
yeah, and like he was like silly
Yeah.
mostly. Was also silly. So
Yeah.
I was extremely cross-faded.
Yeah.
So we were sitting in the speakeasy. I was like, you are literally like I have the spins so bad.
Oh.
So, so bad. But it was fun. It
Yeah.
was fun because like I
But you
felt
look good in that
safe. Thank
picture.
you. Thank you. Yeah, it was like fun vibes.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm loving this place. We tried to go back the
Good.
next night and the line was like out the door and we were like, are you kidding me?
You're like, "That was our
That was
place."
our place. Okay. Anyways,
Fun.
yeah, it was fun. So we like walked around. We went into a couple other bars and just like sat and listened to live music. Like
Okay.
I
Fun.
absolutely love doing that because it was chill.
Yeah.
And it's free unless you buy drinks or food. So
Yeah, true.
yeah, it was awesome. So then the next day we went to this place called Five Daughters Bakery, which is like a
Ooh.
Nashville staple because they make cronuts, which
Oh,
are like donuts with 100 layers. They're like
croissant
croissant
donuts.
donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun because that was like a Nashville staple.
And also a little mix of my trip, croissant.
Croissants, channeling you
Fun.
unintentionally. Yeah, so it was
That sounds
fun.
good, actually.
Yeah, we scarfed them down. We got a regular one and a mini. Yeah, it was fun. And
Yeah.
then our plans were to go to the Country Music Hall of Fame. And we were like, we'll just walk. Like, we'd already spent a lot on lifts and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even tell you this. So
Oh,
I
no.
had a car reservation lined up
Oh.
under his name because he's over 25.
Yeah.
So we get up to the counter. This
Oh,
was
no.
so embarrassing.
Oh, no.
We get up to the counter and I was like, hi, we have a reservation under Khalil. And he looks it up and basically, like, I felt so naive and I hate feeling naive, but neither of us had ever rented a car.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, cool. On Expedia, it said it was going to be $250.
Okay.
Okay. Total. So I was like, okay, cool. We got up there and he was like, okay, so with, I don't even know what it's called, but like due today is 5/20. Like that's the hold that they put on your card and then they give it back to you after the
Okay.
trip basically. But I was like, hey, I didn't plan for that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, can we like does that have to be due today? Like can on the app it says 250. I was like showing him. He was like, nope, that's due today. Like he was so rude. And
Mhm.
so I was like, okay, what do we do? Like I was like, I can't pay that. Like
Yeah.
and Khalil was like, I wasn't planning on that. Like he was
Yeah.
getting the hotel.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, is there like any way you can work with us here? Like, I'm sorry, like this is our first time. He was like, honestly, you can just forget about it. Just Uber and Lyft everywhere.
Oh.
We literally were like, are you kidding me?
Rude.
Yeah,
Okay.
we walked out and Clay was like, fuck that guy. What was his problem? I was like,
Yeah.
honestly, like he was so rude. And then before we were like trying to get our luggage and I was like trying to put all my stuff in my belt bag and my tote. I had a tote bag, which
Yeah.
you girlies know is
Yeah.
rough.
It's a lot.
Before we even left the counter, he's like, next. I was like,
Oh my
okay. So
gosh.
Cleo was like, guess I'll call an Uber.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks.
So luckily the Uber was like a 7-minute ride
Mhm.
from the airport. So
Yeah.
we honestly we had a good hotel location.
Yeah.
But then we pull up to the hotel and it was very much giving like motel
Oh,
vibes. Like it
no.
was outdoors, you know, like
Okay.
the outdoor walk-in, which I
Yeah.
hate. I do not like that.
Yeah.
I'm like in a new city. I want security.
That's how mine in Portland were, and I didn't like
Yeah,
that.
it's uncomfy, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care that I'm with you, like with
Mhm.
my boyfriend. It
Yeah.
was uncomfortable. So anyway, we go up there and I love him because he will do like all the talking.
Oh, good.
And he was like, "Do you want to stay here?" And I was like, I mean, I guess like it was cheap. Like, let's just talk to her. And then we pull up and I was like, no, I don't want to stay here.
Okay.
So we go in. He was like, well, let me at least like cancel the reservation.
Yeah.
And he was like, hi, ma'am. So this is our first time in Nashville. Like, we were kind of expecting like not a motel vibe. And she was like, okay. Um, you could tell she was like offended. She was like, honey,
Oh.
I was born and raised in Nashville. I've lived here for 30 years all my life and I feel very safe here. And I was like, okay. She was like, honey, I see you cowering behind him over there. I was like, Kate, don't call me out. But she was like, you're totally fine. I'll make sure you get the room right next to the office. And I was like, okay. So we
Okay.
stayed there and it was fine.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's always fine.
Yeah.
But we were just like, Kate, first the car and now the
Yeah, you're
hotel.
like, "This is not going to plan."
It wasn't. So then we were like, okay, reset. We're going to change. And then we
Mhm.
went to Broadway. It was fun.
Okay, fun.
But, you know, the travel stuff.
Mhm.
Anyway, so the second day we went to the bakery. Then we stumbled upon Frist Art Museum.
Okay.
And it was so fun.
Aw.
They had a exhibit called Monuments and Myths, and it was so beautiful. Like I will share some pictures because
Ooh.
I love like statues and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we both love art museums, so that was really
Yeah, I
fun.
was gonna say that's very you.
Yeah, it's very us.
Yeah.
It was very cool. They also had this like when you first walk in, they had this whole exhibit of this like black um what's it called? Exhibitioner?
Exhibition?
Like she created the
Oh,
exhibit,
yeah,
she put it all
exhibitioner.
together, and she basically it was like the black experience and like black joy, and so it was cool because
Wow.
like we saw that together, and
Yeah.
I could tell like he would like share stuff with me that he was like, I love this, like it
Mhm.
was cool.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then they had like the monument one, and then we went to the Country Music Hall of Fame,
Oh,
which
cool.
was fun.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. It was
Cool.
really fun.
Did you see Zach Bryan? Was he
No.
in there?
No, he wasn't in there.
Okay,
But
maybe he
also,
hasn't made
like,
it
I
yet.
wouldn't have taken a picture of that. Like, there was so much.
Yeah.
There were, like, 3 floors.
I'm in a Zach Bryan phase.
He might have been in there.
Anyways,
I don't remember, I'm
that's crazy.
sorry.
I didn't go there, so that's 3 floors.
Yeah, it was
Did you see
crazy.
Kelsey Ballerini?
Yes, she had stuff in there, and I was like, "I actually really like
I love
her."
her, so.
We saw the Taylor Swift Education Center. Like, she
Oh.
has a whole center. It's, like, dedicated to, um, like, aspiring musicians, basically.
Oh.
It was cool. It was really cool. They had a bunch of, like, Gen Z artwork in there as
Oh.
well. So
I
that was
love
cool.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah, so we did that, and then we went to this, place called Monell's, which was, like, Southern comfort food, and it was home style.
Ooh.
So it was, like, where you sit at the table with everyone
Oh,
and, like, share the dishes.
with other people?
I'd never done that
I have
before.
never done that.
So, like, you can see the bowls, and this was my plate, but, like, there were just, like, a ton of people that we were, like, having conversation with and, like, sharing the food. It was fun. They were all, like, extremely, like, Southern charm vibes, and
Okay.
I've never been in the South.
Okay,
Yeah,
fun.
so it was fun, and I could tell Cleo was, like, eating it up 'cause, like,
Aw.
he's from Georgia and Texas, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was fun.
Cute.
It was super fun, and then we went to the, National Museum of African American Music, and we were
Oh.
planning on doing that, but then at the Frist Art Museum, the sweetest little old lady was there, like, working the desk, and she was like, "That's my favorite museum in Nashville, you guys have to go," and we were like, "Okay, we were gonna do that, so that's
Yeah.
cool," like, a good review. It was so cool because you could get bracelets, and they had these, like, stations where you could, like, discover new artists and, like, save the playlist.
Oh,
So then you tap your bracelet and it emails you after.
no
So I have, like, a
way.
whole list of songs that I saved.
I love that.
It was so
That's a
cool.
fun experience.
I highly recommend that. It was so fun. And then later that night, we went to Printer's Alley, and
Okay.
it's basically like a little alley just full of bars,
Okay.
but it's not as crazy as Broadway.
Yeah.
So that was really fun, and we ended up getting a reservation at this place called Skull's Rainbow Room. And we
Okay.
got that recommendation from someone at Monell's. So that was fun. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, a lot of the trip we talked to people and got a lot of recommendations.
That's fun.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have gone to a few places.
Yeah.
So she recommended that. She was like, they have a burlesque show starting at 11.
Fun.
So we were like, okay, cool. We've been talking about doing that together. And so we got a reservation at like 9ish.
Mhm.
And we were so happy we did because the line was like out the door by like 10:30 and people were like standing against the wall and we were like, we're sitting here with our charcuterie and
Yeah,
our
you're like,
wine. And
"Ooh."
it was so fun. The burlesque show was so fun.
Ooh.
I absolutely loved it. Like, I honestly wanted you to be there because you would have eaten it up with
Ugh,
me. It was
I
so
love
fun.
that.
Yeah, so we did that. I took so many videos. And then the next day, we did a food tour.
Okay.
So that was super fun. And we did the food tour on 12th Street, which is like another iconic like Nashville area
Okay.
tourist destination. But that was really fun because they had like all sorts of little shops, like Reese Witherspoon's shop is it's her, right? Yeah.
She's a brand I know, but
Yes. Yeah. So that store is on 12th Street.
oh, fun.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. A lot of like cute local Nashville stuff.
Yeah.
The food tour was fun. We talked with like everyone in our group and
Oh.
it was super fun. We went to a soccer game that day too because we were like, what should we do? Like,
Yeah.
we didn't really have a lot of plans. Like, we booked the food tour the first day we were there.
Okay.
So we went into it with like kind of a blank slate.
Mhm.
But we were like, let's do this. Like, we've been
Yeah.
saying we want some good food. It was super fun. The soccer game was super fun too.
Fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then that night we went back to Broadway, but I was like, I just want a picture. So like we literally went to go take a picture.
Photo shoot.
Yeah. And that was when it was so crazy. I was
Oh.
like, I am so glad we're not like hanging out here.
Yeah.
We got a recommendation to go to this speakeasy. It was like an actual speakeasy called Red Phone Booth. And you
Ooh.
have to have a specific phone number that we got from someone in our food tour group.
No way.
So you have to have that specific phone number and you dial it like in the phone booth and then they open the door. And if you don't get it, they don't let you in. So we got that, we got in, and there was like a line of people outside and they were like, like people were like, oh my gosh, like where did we get the password? Yeah.
That's actually so cool.
It
So
was
you can
really
only
fun.
get it if you find someone that knows it.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It was so fun. So
That
that
is
was
so
a lucky
cool.
find. Yeah, it was cool. It
Yeah.
was so cool. It was a cigar lounge too, though. So I was like,
Yeah, you're like, ew.
but I was like, okay,
You're
it's
like,
vibey.
we
It's
made it
vibey
in.
here.
Yeah.
And then the next day we went to the Parthenon, and this was our last
Oh,
day. So like we had a flight at 6 p.m. So we were like, okay.
yeah.
We went to the Parthenon, we walked around the park, and the park area,
Yeah.
it was so
So
pretty.
cute.
It was so pretty. I was obsessed with it. So like we literally just sat and talked, sat on the Taylor Swift bench, and we didn't
Fun.
even know it was the Taylor
Yeah,
Swift
I'm like,
bench.
"What is that?"
I don't know, like, it's just dedicated to her. There's a
Okay.
little plaque. And so we were walking, we were like, "Oh, a bench." It was so hot. And, I was like, "Oh, Taylor Swift bench." So we sat down and talked, and then this girl was like, "Hey, do you mind if we just take a picture here?" And I was like, "Oh, totally, like, I get it. I'm a
Yeah.
Swiftie." So we, like, stood off to the side and she took a picture.
You're like, "Not us accidentally stumbling upon this."
Yeah, it was so
That's
funny.
fun.
Yeah, so that was, like, pretty much our Sunday, and then I got my tattoo, and
Fun.
then we went to the
That was
airport.
shocking, like, I wasn't expecting that.
No, I wasn't either, but we went on this, like, side street of Broadway,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh my gosh, should I get a tattoo?" And he was like, "Let's just go in and see, like, what's the
Yeah.
price?" And so we went and I got it. It was
Fun.
so fun. Yeah.
I wanna see it.
Yeah, here. If you can I don't know if you can see. It's really hard
Yeah, I
to,
can't
but
see.
it's so cute.
Okay, I'm excited to see it after.
Yeah. The one thing I do wanna say is that the cicadas were so bad.
Oh.
Like, honestly traumatizing, like, the
Ew,
entire
because 'cause they're
time.
so big.
They're so big. So the entire time at the soccer game and the food tour, they were, like, dive bombing, like, kamikaze, like, into everybody, and I had no shame, honestly, in screaming. Like, at first, he was like, "You don't need to scream, like, you're okay, they're helpless, like, they're harmless, they're not gonna hurt you, I will brush them off of you," but I was like, "I don't care," and by the end, he was like, "Shit," like, he was like, "I hate this," and I was like, "See? They're horrible."
That's so funny. No, that's scary. I
It
don't like
was
that.
honestly horrible. It
There were
was
no
so
bugs in
bad.
Europe, like,
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
other
that
than a
was, like,
bee.
honestly one of the most, like, unbearable things. Like, they were, like, on the
Ew.
cars, like,
Ew,
it was
is it just, like,
disgusting.
cicada season?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and before we had gone, I saw this girl on TikTok that was like, "So, where are my Nashville girlies? Because there's, like, a cicada epidemic going on." And that's what it felt like.
Ew.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Okay, I don't like that.
Oh, it was so bad. But, like, besides that, honestly, it was such a fun trip.
No complaints.
Yeah, no complaints. It was so fun.
Let them dive bombing,
It was
that's so
so
funny.
bad, Bess, like, oh, it was
And
nasty.
you hate bugs.
I hate bugs. I
Yeah,
know.
and, like,
I
that's
know.
yeah.
And that's why by the end, he was like, "I don't even care." Like,
Shit.
yeah, it was so
That's
funny.
funny. That is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
fun.
So there was, like, a
Nashville.
little brief overview. I'll post some pictures for you guys.
Yes, Nashville is, like, so your vibe because you're so, like, howdy right now, like, "Let's go,
Honestly,
girls," like,
honestly, and the whole time I was like, "It girl
"It was
summer."
summer!" Yes, yes, "Let's go, girls."
Yeah,
I love that.
it was so fun.
Yay.
Yeah, let's get into Europe.
Okay. I am not gonna take too long because so, overview or quick, brief summary of why I went. So, me and Sydney have been best friends since we met when we were 11, 11 and a half. That's insane.
It's very cute.
It's over a decade that we've been friends. And so we have taken French together since we were in 6th grade. And so, like, all throughout high school, all throughout middle school, and so we always wanted to go to Paris. So Paris was, like, the dream part of the trip. It was all very dreamy. First off, I'm obsessed with Spain. I wanna move there. Spain was so fun.
It sounded so
It was
fun.
so fun, and the people were so nice, and everyone was so nice to us, like, genuinely, the airport workers were, like, kind of stressful, because they didn't speak English, and we're trying to go through security, and they have, like, different, like, rules there of what you
Yeah.
take out and what you don't, and so, yeah, there wasn't, like, a ton of English speakers in general around the whole trip, so that was we could get by in France because we Sydney studied abroad last year
Yeah.
on the coast. And so she was good. But then and like I could get by with like the food and like small sentences and stuff. But yeah, neither of us knew Spanish. So it was like it was kind of stressful at some points. Um but okay, so first off, we started in Nice. And so that is in between Monaco and Cannes, where the film festival is.
In France.
Yes, in France. So it's in the middle, and Antibes is where Sydney studied abroad, and that's after Ken, I think. So, oh yeah, because we took a train through it. So we flew in, and we were in Nice on the coast for 2.5 days,
Okay.
and or three maybe, I don't know. But I genuinely have like no concept of time. Um,
The
so
jet lag.
yeah. So Kendrick just called me. I immediately declined. Sorry. Okay. So we got there. We had a really nice dinner at a restaurant, like a quick little. I'll show you pictures after.
Okay.
But we got pizza and wine at a cute restaurant, and that was fun. We ordered, like, we paid with our euros, and
Okay, can I ask how that was? Like, when
yeah.
you got there, did you have to go to the currency exchange?
Sydney did and exchanged a little bit of cash that she had, but there's a lot of taxes on that.
Oh.
But we just went to any bank, and there was like a bunch of ATM fees. But like for us to
Oh.
pull out $100, we had to. It was basically like 115, 117.
Yeah, and you can't pay with your card.
Well, you can, but the thing is, I had transferred all of my trip money to my Discover because I was like, I want to use my credit card, not my
Yeah.
debit,
Yeah.
and they don't accept Discover
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
So I ended up having to use my Visa. So I paid for everything there in like my real money. So
Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh.
okay, like honestly, slay. Like,
Yeah.
so paid off my credit card. So yeah.
When you girl boss while vacationing.
Yeah, I was like, okay. It was like a little stressful, but I was like, okay, I'm fine. Um, but so yeah, we went there, and then that night we went out. We only went out 2 nights because we were so tired, like incredibly tired. Because we first off, we averaged 5 miles a day
Yeah.
walking,
Yeah.
and everyone knows I'm a chronic illness girly. So, like, I was doing so well because we were at sea level. Paris was rough for me because it's not at sea level.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we only went out 2 nights. We went out the first night when we got to Nice. That was really fun. That was like a very like when you see TikToks about like clubbing in Europe, that was like very
That was the
much the
experience?
vibe.
Oh,
Yeah. It
cute.
was so cool. It was like two like double layered, but it was like open in the middle. So like the DJ was on like this ledge, and it's like hard to explain, but it was super fun. And then we walked home. Yeah, we basically walked everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so we walked back to our hostel, and it was like super bright out. Like they have like lights everywhere because they like really put the taxes towards that. And so they have lights everywhere, and there was a bunch of people out. So like we felt
Okay.
incredibly safe.
Yeah.
So we walked home, and then the rest of the time in Nice, we walked around. We went to the little markets. Like we kept going to the little market. We had like this route,
I love
and
it.
yeah, and then I didn't know this, and maybe I'm just like dumb, but I felt like so dumb the whole time because I was like, I feel like this is like basic knowledge, but like I'm learning a lot.
Well, that's
But
what traveling is for.
right, yeah, I definitely learned a lot. It was fun. And I want to like research history. Like we were
Oh,
researching
I
so
love
much.
that.
Yeah, even though I didn't go to one museum,
I
like
saw
at
this
all.
TikTok and it was like when you're it had like the emoji combinations, but it
Yeah,
was like when you're like a smoking wine girly and not like a or like shopping and not
yeah,
like an art museum girly in
yes,
Europe.
yes. We were very shoppy and beach like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So the beaches are rocky there, and they're not sandy really. There's not a
Mhm.
lot. And so yeah, it was like I was like, this is not comfortable. Like you had to like get everything just right and like settle
Yeah.
in the rocks. But we went to like these rocks. Everyone was just going down these like steps and sitting on rocks along the coast, like tall rocks that you can
Okay.
jump off of.
Oh, cool.
And so yeah, there was like a bunch of people jumping off the rocks. Um, but we just like laid out on the rocks for like 4 hours.
It's so fun.
And we were drinking wine, and I didn't drink a lot of wine. I was mostly drinking juice, which was so good, just like fruit juices. And we like the iconic snack was a baguette. We would each get a baguette and like brie cheese.
That sounds so good.
Yeah. So I got a baguette at the store today because I was like,
I came home and saw that, and
I
you were
know.
eating the string cheese with it.
Yeah, I was like, I need something. Um, so yeah, we were just like eating that little snack and we were both reading Becoming Cliterate. So that was super fun. And then we also went while we were in Nice, we went snorkeling. So that was Sydney's first time snorkeling.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
fun.
we took a boat ride. It was like 20 minutes off 20 minutes towards Monaco. So we were very close to Monaco, but we were right off of Saint Jean Cap Ferret, and that was just like an island cap basically. Not an island cap, but like a cap off of the city. And yeah, it was very choppy. So like compared to like when we went in Hawaii,
Yeah.
like we saw so much stuff. There
Yeah.
wasn't that much, but it was so cool.
It's a cool
And
experience.
yeah, it was fun. And the instructor or like the boat guy, he was like super funny and nice. So yeah, that was Nice. Um, it was super fun. It was yeah, because we were just like it's such a like just coastal little French town.
It looked so pretty.
It's so pretty. Like everything, I like felt like I was in a movie the whole time because it's so like the architecture is so old and like opening the shutters in the morning and like the little tiny balconies and like the colors were so
Yes.
pretty
Yeah.
and like so much like ancient statues everywhere and like these ornate fountains. Like it was so cool. So that was like super fun about Nice. I mean, everywhere was like that,
Yeah.
but it was just fun. So then next we flew to Barcelona and we were there for one night and then a full day. Our flight left or our train left. We ended up missing the first train to when we were leaving. So we were ended up being there for like a night and then basically until 4 p.m.
Mhm.
And so it was super fun. We loved Barcelona. We went down this street called La Rambla, and it's like a very iconic, like tourist street where there's like a bunch of little markets.
Oh,
It's just like a
cute.
big market. And that's where I got your cactus.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had that baby the whole trip. And Sydney got one for her friend. And so we called hers Monsieur Plant. That was her name for it. And so like we would like set them out and like give them water and like
Oh,
put
I
them in
was
the
wondering
sun.
if you watered it.
Yeah. It needs to be watered every 10 days.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Um, but so yeah, we walked down that street. We like looked for souvenirs and stuff. Which like we didn't get souvenirs really until Paris.
Yeah, because
So
that was your
yeah,
guys'
and we also
dream.
like we were like, what if there's like something better? So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
um but yeah, so we were like did some like shopping and then the streets were so cool. There was like this all of these little like old people. There were so many old people everywhere just like on the benches watching people and like smoking and talking like so many old little ladies like with groups of 3 just like gossiping
Aw,
on like the benches and I was like that's how it was in every city.
that's so
It
cute.
was so cute. And so anyways, okay, I can't remember where I was going with that. Anyways, oh, there was like all these little old people, and they were doing this dance in front of this live, like big band in front of a cathedral. It was called Barcelona Cathedral. Um, very straightforward. Um, and they were just doing this like really cool like cultural dance, and it was so cute. And so yeah, we walked through the streets. We went to a rooftop bar. Oh, our hostel, the bartender, he was so sweet, like so sweet. He reminded me of Stanley Tucci.
Aw.
Very sweet. He's from Argentina, but he'd lived in Barcelona for like 20 years or something. And he spoke really good English. And so he wrote down a whole itinerary of what we need to see. So we went to this like cool little like not super unknown, but like we wouldn't have known to find it
Yeah.
rooftop bar where we saw the ocean and like all of the Barcelona like
Oh,
skyline.
that's so pretty.
Yeah, and there's like a castle at the top, the castle on the top of the hill. Um we just saw everything. It was so
Yeah.
cool. So we had some wine up there. I gave my glass to Sydney. um, but then we went to La Sagrada Familia after that, which was the thing that I was
Iconic.
really scared of because I like discovered like I think I legitimately have like a phobia of like huge tall things like like cranes that but even Sydney was like this is intimidating. Like it's
'Cause that's
huge.
the one that, like, stands out in pictures,
Yeah,
right?
and it's been under construction for like 40 years or
Yeah,
whatever.
okay.
So
Yeah.
like yeah, it's crazy. So we went there, that was really cool, and then we took a train to Valencia. Valencia, we stayed with a very like um goes way back family friend of Sydney's family. And his name was Paul. Shout out to Paul and Alma. Um that was his ex-wife, but they lived together and they were like very close. Um they were so sweet. And that was like kind of like a vacation from the vacation because we could somewhat turn our brains off a
Yeah,
little.
yeah.
And like I had a sick day there where I just like rested. And so that was nice because like we just watched movies and then like sat out on the patio and read and stuff. Like it was fun.
That's nice.
Yeah. But they had so it was a tiny Spanish village outside of Valencia, like 30 minutes outside of Valencia, where we stayed. You could not drink the water there in Valencia specifically because it's too much salt in it. Um, and so that was just interesting. But there was a really cool I cannot emphasize enough like how small the town was. Like it was a tiny village. And they had a castle on the hill. And so it was like a 5-minute walk up to the
Oh,
castle.
cool.
So yeah, we would go up there and watch the sunset and like go during the day. And then the last day we were like, okay, like right before we leave, let's go to the castle. And then there was people up there. There was like other like tourists it looked like, but they were speaking Spanish. And we were both like, "Oh, like
This is our
our
place.
castle." But yeah, so that was super fun. But in Valencia, we yeah, like I said, we were by the pool. Um, we ate like some like very classic it's not Italian, Spanish foods. Like they eat a lot of potatoes and um, tomatoes. And so, if anyone knows of this, if or has seen anything, there's this tiny town, tiny village in outside of Valencia. It's literally the village over. We drove. That was where the bus was. So, but they have this like festival of tomatoes where everyone just has a big tomato fight, and like people from all around the world travel for it there.
Oh, that's so
And so we
cool.
were in that town, which was cool. Um, but we ate some like very good Spanish food like that. We went to the beach. I got really sunburnt there, very bad. Um, yeah, it's like still really bad, honestly,
It's
and that was a
bad.
while ago. Um, but yeah, we went to the beach. We just like relaxed. We walked around a lot. Went to like the supermarket and got baguettes and food. Like we had a lot of picnics, which was
Oh,
fun.
fun.
And then the pictures are just so pretty because all the buildings were like like in Barcelona, the buildings were so gothic and it was so cool. And then in Valencia, like there was definitely some gothic buildings, but like it was a very big city. It's like one of the it's the third biggest city I think
Mm.
in Spain. And I could be wrong, but that's what I heard. Anyway, so it was like a big city and there was a lot, but then also like every time we would walk, it would be through like the side streets that were 100% completely safe because that's just like how it is. Like
Yeah.
the streets are just so small and so colorful and like old and just so pretty. So that was cool. We also got tattoos in Valencia.
Oh, okay.
So it was Sydney's first tattoo. It was my 10th, which was fun. I was like, "Ooh." And we got little matching bows, very coquette. And nobody in the tattoo shop spoke English, but it was a super nice tattoo shop, super cute, very girly, and like pink and everything.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so I got mine on my like I said, on my hip, and Sydney got hers on her lower back. But it was super cute. We got them matching. Um, so that was fun, especially because it was her first one.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we walked all the way to the like arts center, and we had a sangria.
I
And
love sangria.
I think I like found my drink. I only had two while I was there. Because I really didn't drink, but um that was so good. I was like, this I can drink. This is good.
I found it.
Yeah. Um and then we on the last day in Valencia, we went to this little in like right outside of that famous little tiny village. Um it's like a 5-minute drive from where we were staying. And so Paul dropped us off at it was like a little waterfall. And so it was like this really cool like cove.
That's so
Yeah,
pretty.
and so Sydney went what on the day that had like a sick day, and because I was like, "Go, like, have fun."
Yeah.
And then we went again the last day. So it was super fun. We had a picnic again there, and it was just nice. Like, we, like, laid out, we took cute pictures.
I love that.
Yeah.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah. Um, and it was also cute because we were, like, truly experiencing, like, life for a lot of people
Mhm.
there because, like, it was so tiny, nobody in this town spoke English. And, like, people in Barcelona and Valencia didn't really speak a lot of English anyways. Um, but, like, at the hostel, that's where people spoke English.
Yeah.
That
That
was it.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like, we were, like, truly, like, really immersed. And so that was a really cool experience. And then we flew to Paris. And this was crazy because, the day before we were supposed to fly to Paris, our flight got canceled because of an air traffic control strike, and apparently that happens all the time in Paris because they love to protest. And so that was so stressful because we instead of flying into actual like Paris, we flew into Paris Beauvais because it was the one flight that was available.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And still like it was like expensive compared to the other flights. It was $200 for both of us to have two bags on the plane and for both of us to
That's
fly.
cheap.
Yeah, but like yes, we weren't expecting it though, and
Yeah.
then also the refund was going to take 7 days. And so it was just annoying. But we had to fly into Paris Beauvais, which was an hour and 45 minutes outside of Paris.
Mm. And then
And
you took a train?
uh-huh. But the thing that sucked about that was we were supposed to check in from our Airbnb in Paris from 2 to 4 p.m. Our flight got in at 11 p.m. And then we didn't check in until around 2 a.m. because we had asked them if we could do that and they were like, "Yeah, give us $80 in euros, like cash, and we'll do that." So then we ended up having to wait forever for them to get there, like 25 minutes, and we were just sitting outside. Luckily, we were staying on the same street as the Arc de Triomphe. And so there was like it was very busy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it
Oh, okay,
wasn't
I know
like
where that
unsafe.
is, yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, we were sitting there and then it was so annoying because they charged us 80 euros and like we already had spent on a very like it was only stairs. We had to go through like a bike closet to get there. And it had the best view ever of the Eiffel Tower, but it was like this old building and you had to walk up a completely dark set of winding 6 flights of
Oh
stairs.
my
There was no
gosh.
elevator because it's an old building,
Yeah.
and it was definitely, like it was, like, under the stairs where our room was on the 6th floor, like, it
Oh
was
my
covered under
gosh.
the closet,
Yeah.
but it was, like, a studio. It was nice, like, because it had, like, a pull-out bed and then a shower, a little kitchen, like, fridge, everything. They fit a lot in there. But we already spent so much, and so it was annoying because we were like, "Really?" And all they did was give us a key fob. They didn't even, like, show us anything or, like, walk us upstairs. We had to find it.
Oh my
And so, yeah,
gosh.
it was annoying. But, we got there and we were like, "Okay, we're here. We can breathe."
Yeah.
And we were like, "Okay, last leg of the trip. Like, this is sad." And, so when we got there, we went to sleep, and then, I feel like this was just yesterday. So,
Take me back.
I know, like, take me back. Um, so, okay, we took some cute pictures. We went to a cute little, cafe for breakfast, and it was, like, noon at this point. Um, and because they were very busy because it was Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, so Sydney got an espresso martini, and I got an Aperol spritz because I needed to get one while I was there.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
because
you have
they
to.
were everywhere, and I did not like it. Because I don't like alcohol. I don't like
Yes.
alcohol. It was too much, but I drank it all. I did drink it all. And that was fun because like we got a little tipsy in the morning, or like midday. I got the best avocado toast ever, and Sydney got eggs Benedict. And
Mm.
she was like, "Do you want to try some?" And I was like, "I can't do egg yolk. I can't." Like I was like, "No." Side note: I did eat a lot of chicken while I was there.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I was like, I can't do that. Um, but so we had breakfast and then we went to this side street and took pictures in front of the Eiffel Tower. That
So
literally looked like a
cute.
green screen. Like
Yeah.
that's what it felt like. It was
That's
so
so
pretty.
cool.
It was so pretty. And so that was like we were so excited because we were like, "Oh my gosh." Like it was so like we couldn't get a picture together because we weren't going to give our phone to someone. Like we didn't that's why we don't have a ton of like we have selfies.
I would never think that.
Oh yeah. No, like
Okay, I need to remember that.
yeah, we had to be like very, very cautious of
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Um and so yeah. Um we didn't have a lot of pictures together
Yeah.
other than when we were like really drunk in front of the Eiffel Tower on the one night we went out. But so that was that. We had super fun a lot of fun. I'm so jet lagged. So, okay, the thing was about this whole trip, we did not plan anything. We bought all of our travel like through Europe while we were there. And so it was because that's very much us. Like,
That would stress me
the
out.
whole time I was like, you would be so stressed because everything was literally spontaneous. And since we walked everywhere, we walked 10.4 miles one day. Since we walked everywhere, we just like stumbled upon things. Like, we were
Yeah.
just like, all of a sudden, like, I was like, is that the Notre Dame? Oh yeah, that is. And like that's how it was with everyone. Like we were everything. We were like, is that the Louvre? Okay, cool. Like,
Oh,
wow.
that's so cool.
Yeah, so like we saw a lot. We walked all throughout Paris.
Yeah. I
Everything.
feel like that's the way you should do it.
Yes, it was so cool. Now I know when I go back, I want to go to these specific museums
Mhm.
and do these specific things. But like it was just exploring.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun. Um, but we saw a lot of like Olympics preparation because that's happening
Very
very
soon.
soon in a few weeks. Side note, they're doing some events in the sun. And so they have this whole thing to clean it. And I don't know how they're gonna do that. I would be so scared because it was it was so pretty. Like it was very pretty, but like it's dirty.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's very dirty. But yeah, we like the last day we were there, we were walking around and we had stored our luggage. But we were literally walking along the Seine and it was so pretty and it was also raining. And so we were like, walks along the Seine, laughing in the rain. Because it was so applicable. And
Yeah.
like all the like Here's to the Fools Who Dream, like, song from La La Land, like, I was singing
Oh
that
my
at, like,
gosh.
everywhere. We were just walking around, we were just, like, singing all these songs, like,
I
it
love
was
it.
so fun. But okay, hurrying along, so we had the one night out. This was Monday night. Oh, wait, no, this was Sunday night, and we had Monday, and then we were leaving Tuesday evening. And so Sunday, we went out. And then Monday, we were in bed all day, and because it was
It
bad.
was a night out.
Yeah, it was a night, but it was the most fun because somehow, like, so we each drank a whole bottle of wine before we went out, and so we took like the absolute cutest pictures together.
I
And,
love
like, I
that.
know, and somehow, like, we don't look drunk.
At
We
all.
look so good. Like, we had the best time because we got ready and um, we were listening to Mamma Mia at first. We listened to all the songs, and then we were listening to, like, Hot Girl.
Yeah.
And so we were taking pictures on our balcony because we had the Eiffel Tower in the back. It was so pretty when it was glittering.
Oh,
Um, and so, yeah, that was gorgeous. We got the cutest pictures. And then we were like, okay, we need to walk. We were going to take the metro to a bar. And so we were like, let's walk to this point where we can take a really cool picture by the river and the Eiffel Tower. And so we got really iconic pictures there.
honestly, it's Pinterest. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow."
Yeah. Well, so since I'm on my Pinterest grind, I like was already planning like pins and stuff. And I was like, these are going to be so good.
So cute.
Yeah, like, so vision board for me. Like, I
Yes,
was like, "Oh my
yeah.
gosh, I
Oh,
did
I
it."
love that for
I know.
you.
Um, but so we took, like, very iconic pictures there. We were so drunk, but the whole thing was, like, we were so safe the whole time because we were very aware still,
Yeah, yeah.
like, very aware. And, so we, like, went down. Side note, a lot of people asked to take pictures with us at different points in the trip.
Just so random.
Yeah, which is very random, but we were trying to buy, like, a subway or the metro ticket. It wasn't working. We were also very silly, and then this guy was like, can I take a picture with you guys?" We were like, "Sure." And so he, like, set up his phone on the stairs, like, going down the nasty stairs, and we were just like,
Oh my
and
gosh.
it was so funny. And then we somehow found one of the few bars in Paris that has a special license to stay open until 5. And mind you,
Oh,
it was a Sunday
cool.
night.
Yeah.
So Sydney had to pee so bad, we ended up taking the bus. And
And
then
there's no public
no,
bathrooms, right?
no,
Okay.
and no water anywhere. And so she had to pee so bad. And I was like, "You can do this." Like, we were sitting on the bus together, and then she was like, "I can't." So then we got off. She's like, "There's a bar close. Like, let's go." And we stayed there all night.
Oh,
We were there
fun.
until it felt so quick. We were there until we got home at 3:30. And it was the best night ever. Like, the best night because the bartender, we were the only ones there for until 1 PM, I think.
1 AM.
Yeah, 1 AM. And, the bartender, his name was George. He was from South Africa, but he had lived in Paris for 20 years. And so he was just super nice and, like, very friendly, not creepy at all. Like, we felt so safe. And so we were like, "Let's just stay here." And then a few people, like, trickled in, but we were just having the best time because, like, we were like, "George, can I please have another water?" Like, because we were just like, it was like our bar, like,
Yeah.
that night,
Yeah.
and he was so nice, and, like, he gave us we each got 2 drinks, which were really good, like, very, like, special drinks for that area, and then we got 2 free shots, and Sydney we both ended up throwing up, and, like, um, we kept going, like, we didn't drink anymore after, or I didn't, but Sydney, like, after the first free shot in the video, she's literally like, I was like, "I love, okay," because it was like a Snickers bar shot.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was gross, but, like,
Oh.
we were so drunk, and so it didn't really matter, and then in the video, Sydney's, like, literally immediately chugging water, and, like, she immediately, like, threw up everything after, but,
Ew.
like, you can tell she was not in a good place, and we watched it back the next day, so it was so
But
funny.
she's like, "I can do
Yeah, she
it."
was like, "I got this," like, it was so funny. So that was just super fun, and then we made it back, had a whole sick day. That was rough. Um, and then the last highlight was going to it's called Terranera, but it is Gabriel's restaurant from Emily in Paris. And so that was super fun
That's so
because
cool.
yeah, like, literally, I was, like, looking up because Sydney's never seen it. I was looking up shots from the movie of Mindy and Emily sitting in the restaurant and, like, Gabriel
Aw.
sitting there exactly where we were sitting
Oh, that's so cool.
because it was a small restaurant. It was just super cool. So, it was just iconic. We lived our dream. Okay, you guys, our recording ended because we've been talking for so long. So we are just gonna close it up. We had the best time on our trips. We can't wait to share with you guys all the pictures so you guys can see, like, truly the visual of everything.
Follow us on Instagram at Real Talk About Feminism Pod. Go check out the show notes to see all the links that we referenced and all of our socials and everything else, how to find us, how to connect with us. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with a brand new episode.
Bye.
Bye.